You know that feeling when you're trying to build something important, maybe a house, but the ground keeps shifting underneath you?
Yeah, like building on sand.
Exactly.
Huh?
And, well, that's often what it feels like for organizations trying to navigate all these rapid changes, especially with AI coming on so strong. No matter how good the plan, it just lacks stability.
It really does.
Mm.
And in this deep dive, we're going to explore the bedrock, really, what
Yeah.
lets organizations not just, withstand these changes, but actually thrive in them.
Okay.
We've been digging into some material that highlights four core pillars. Think of them as essential supports for success in this AI era.
Right, the essential structure. And those pillars are context, mindfulness, respect, and trust. It's interesting how they all seem to connect, doesn't it? Each one reinforcing the others.
Absolutely. They work together to create a really robust foundation.
So if you're looking for a focused way to understand what it really takes to build a future-proof organization now with AI in the mix, let's get into it. Starting with context. Let's do it. Context.
Yeah.
Well, it's more than just knowing the tasks, the what. It's that deep shared understanding of why those tasks actually matter.
The why, okay.
Yeah. And in agile product or service management, this shared purpose is absolutely critical. It ensures everyone's aligned on the bigger goals, how their work fits in.
Which leads to better decisions, I imagine, when shaping the product or service.
Exactly. Much sharper decision making. Because agile product management, at its heart, it relies on this common pool of knowledge.
Right, like the vision, the specifics of the work, what we're learning as we go.
Precisely. All of it. And without that clarity, even if communication seems okay, teams can just sort of pull in different directions.
Wasting effort, right. It's
Right.
like everyone's speaking English maybe, but
Yeah.
they didn't quite get the assignment.
That's a great way to put it. And the rise of AI just magnifies this need for context hugely.
How so?
Well, AI systems, they're powerful, sure, but they operate based purely on the data and the parameters we give them. If that context is fuzzy or incomplete, then the output misses the mark.
Totally misses the mark, even if it looks sophisticated. And what's really fascinating is that the limits of AI often just mirror our own limits
Yeah.
in clearly defining that why.
That's a really key point. So, like, an AI tool designed to help with product strategy decisions.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have the right context, market shifts, customer needs, the company's long-term goals, it might optimize for something that looks good on paper.
But actually undermines the real objectives.
Right. Leading to potentially really costly mistakes with impacts way beyond just the company itself, customers, other stakeholders.
Exactly. It can damage trust across the board. So the big takeaway for context, it provides that essential alignment, not just for us humans, but for our AI systems too.
Clarity, relevance, purpose from the very start.
Yep. That's the crucial starting point for real collaboration and innovation in agile product and service management. So shall we move to the second pillar, mindfulness?
Mindfulness. Okay, and in this setting, it's not quite about, meditation cushions, right? It's more about being fully present, aware.
That's it. Fully present and keenly aware in our interactions, in our processes. It's about developing that ability to notice the subtle stuff, the signals that are easy to miss in the daily rush.
And how does that play out in agile product or service management?
Well, that heightened awareness helps teams navigate complexity much better. Being really attuned to the team's needs, the dynamics, it helps foster healthier relationships.
And deeper insights, too, I bet, into the product or service challenges.
Definitely. Deeper insights. It's about seeing beneath the surface, understanding those underlying currents. It stops you from overlooking critical details that, could really impact quality.
And AI makes this even more important, you were saying, in two ways.
Yeah, exactly. Two distinct ways. First, given the sheer potential scale and impact of AI, we just have to be deeply aware of the ethical side, the societal implications of how we design and deploy it.
We need to be consciously thinking about those wider consequences.
Absolutely. These tools aren't neutral, are they? They reflect the data we feed them, the intentions behind them. Our mindfulness has to extend to those potential ripple effects.
Okay, that's the first way. What's the second?
The second is that AI itself can actually support organizational mindfulness if we guide it right.
How? By spotting things we miss.
Potentially, yes. By analyzing huge amounts of data, AI might surface hidden patterns, maybe risks, maybe opportunities that human teams just wouldn't catch. But, and this links back to context,
It depends on us giving it the right framework and guidance.
precisely. Otherwise, it's just noise. So
Yeah.
mindfulness really acts as this critical lens. It ensures we're present, we're adaptable, both in leading our human teams and agile.
And in shaping how we use AI.
Hmm.
Spotting those crucial details. Makes sense.
Eh,
Okay, third pillar, respect.
Respect. And again, in this framework, it's way beyond just being polite or nice.
Right.
It's about actively building a culture where every single person feels genuinely safe, safe to contribute their best thinking, their best ideas.
So it's about valuing all the different perspectives, recognizing how everyone contributes to success in, say, product and service work.
That's it exactly. And in agile product and service management, this deep respect is what builds psychological safety. That's the key.
That feeling that you can voice concerns or maybe suggest a wild idea or even admit you messed up without fearing blame.
Yes, without fear of negative consequences.
Yeah.
And when that safety net isn't there, well, you see teams start to avoid the hard stuff.
Like not wanting to talk about real problems.
Yeah. Think about metrics in agile product development. If there's no real respect, no safety, people might hesitate to flag a problem because they're scared it'll reflect badly on them.
So you get those watermelon metrics, green on the outside, red on the inside.
Exactly. Looks good, but it's hiding underlying issues. It stops real progress, stops the team from actually learning and getting better. And that avoidance, it's actually a form of disrespect.
How do you mean?
It denies the team the chance to deal with reality maturely. It's like saying, we don't think you can handle the truth.
Wow, that's a powerful way to frame it. A lack of openness is disrespectful to the team's capability.
It really is. And when we bring AI into the picture, respect extends to ensuring these systems are designed and used ethically in ways that honor human dignity, human rights.
Which means things like transparency, so users understand how AI is making decisions.
Yes, transparency is key. And ensuring the systems uphold fairness, accountability, setting healthy boundaries around their use in product and service management.
Okay, so the takeaway for respect is creating that environment where honesty, openness, that psychological safety can actually flourish, which is vital for collaboration and innovation in Agile.
Couldn't have said it better. Which brings us nicely to our final pillar, and maybe the most foundational one,
Yeah.
trust.
Trust, yeah, that feels like the glue holding it all together.
It truly is the bedrock. Everything else kind of rests on it. In agile product and service management, trust is what empowers teams to really embrace change, to experiment safely.
To actually achieve significant results in delivering products and services.
Exactly. Without that underlying trust, the whole iterative, adaptive nature of agile, it just can't function effectively. It grinds to a halt.
And I guess that's just as crucial with AI, right?
Oh, absolutely. Think about it. Whether it's users trusting the recommendations an AI gives,
Or the team trusting each other to handle the challenges of integrating AI into their product workflows responsibly.
right, trust is a huge factor in whether AI adoption actually succeeds or fails.
But it's not about blind faith, is it?
No, definitely not. In both agile and AI context, it's more like trust and verify. You build trust through consistent actions, transparent processes.
But you also have checks, ways to adjust and make sure things are still on track, especially in product and service management.
Precisely. Periodic checks, adjustments. And trust doesn't just appear out of nowhere, does it?
No, it sounds like it grows out of the other three pillars working together.
Exactly. Context gives you that shared understanding, which builds trust. Mindfulness helps you spot when trust might be eroding or needs adjustment. And respect creates the safe space for the honest conversations you need to build and maintain trust.
So they're all feeding into each other? Context, mindfulness, respect. They create the fertile ground for trust. In agile product management, in using AI.
That's it perfectly.
Yep.
When you have that solid foundation, trust doesn't just take root, it grows stronger over time, enabling more effective agile work and responsible AI integration.
So the key takeaway on trust, it's the cornerstone, essential for a thriving agile culture and product service management, and just as essential for humans and AI to work together effectively and safely in this fast-changing world.
Right. Let's go back to that house analogy we started with.
Okay.
These four pillars, context, mindfulness, respect, and trust, they all contribute to the strength, the stability. If one pillar is weak,
The whole structure gets shaky.
exactly, can compromise everything. But when all four are strong, when they're maintained, that's when you create an environment where innovation, creativity, real business agility, and product and service management That's where it can truly flourish.
It really makes you think about your own organization, doesn't it? How strong are these pillars where you work?
Yeah, where are the potential weak spots?
And what's the cost, maybe, of not paying attention to those foundations, especially now with AI becoming such a bigger part of the picture?
Because ultimately, whether we're talking agile transformations in product management or adopting AI or, any major change.
It always comes back to getting these fundamentals right first, that foundation.
So as you mull this over after our deep dive today, maybe consider this. What's one small, concrete step you could take, maybe even starting today, to actively strengthen just one of these pillars? Context, mindfulness, respect, or trust in your own work environment, especially thinking about that future with AI.
That's a great question to reflect on. And if you'd like to explore these ideas more and dive deeper into the source video that shaped our conversation today, please do click on the links you'll find in the description below.
Yeah, there's definitely more great insight there.